Yo dog, Katie Boucher here, Next Level Painting, hitting you up with part 2 of painting a Necron Catacomb Command Barge. My video schedule is a little weird this week, and it's going to be weird for the next couple of weeks. We're pushing out some videos in the Long War, so I'm going to a Friday release schedule for a little while. Now let's talk about the Necron models. If you know me, you know that means I'm painting some greens and I'm painting some pinks. These colors, now don't panic, you can apply any one of your colors to the techniques I'm showing you here. You don't have to paint them green, you don't have to paint them pink. I know it's not everyone's favorite color. They're some of my favorite colors. So let's take a look at these models. Let's go on this journey. Utilize these techniques. But before, let's talk about the new podcast. The Long War has a podcast. You can find it on iTunes. Please check it on iTunes, do a quick search, leave us a rating. 5 stars would be clutch, but if you don't think we deserve 5 stars, please give us the rating we deserve. Also, Libsyn.com, you can find us there. Don't hesitate to find us at any one of our other social medias, and please visit thelongwar.net for a free week of exclusive access with an ad-free experience. All right, let's jump right into this thing. Let's do this thing. Necron Catacomb Command Barge, Part 2. Where I left it off, we'd finished all the airbrushing on the green, did some of the sweet edge highlighting and hyper highlighting over the green with the yellows and everything like that. We blocked in a lot of the grays, but not all the grays. And this is where I start jumping around. I start showing my ADHD right here. I'm not sure where I want to go. So right now I'm using that pale blue from Vallejo, and I'm blending it in with those little gray bits in the channels there. Just trying to see how I like it, how I want the highlight transitions to look. You know, and I apologize, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing in some of these frames here in the early part of the video. You know, sometimes I get really hyper focused and I forget that there's a camera. You know, get really immersed in my work. So as soon as I lock in the color here, I'm going to, you know, start jumping all over the place, blocking in some more grays. I don't often know what I'm going to do until I do it. It's just the way of things, you know. You'll also notice that the little jet intakes are already on the model. I'll do a whole separate video at some point about leaving parts off the models. I didn't even show you guys that part. It's just, you know, I airbrushed them and then I glued them on. I promised you I glued them on at some point. I just didn't show you me mundanely gluing it on. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So now I'm jumping into those harnesses that kind of hold those little pilots in, and I'm just laying on the gray super thick, super solid. We're going to come in and highlight that up, maybe wash it, not sure. Probably going to just keep it fresh. You know, like I said, at this stage of the game, I never know what I'm going to do. I'm just feeling the art. You know, we have a lot more details to work in on this model, but the good thing is the bulk of the big flat surfaces are already done. They're already highlighted. That's the most important, the most difficult part of painting these vehicles is those big flat surfaces. It's actually kind of easy to paint the small stuff because it shows you where you should highlight it. The washes make sense. Dry brushing works just way easier. And you can see there it is, all dried up, looking really neutral and really nice. Now we can come in here and start highlighting these grays. We're going to use that pale blue. And we're going to be methodical, really smooth, and we're going to draw some nice little lines in. And we're going to blend it back in with the gray, the darker gray, if we need to wipe out any lines because the lines are too extreme. I don't like my highlights to be too extreme. I want there to be a little bit of a transition, a little bit of a blend there. But some, you know, and then I want to build up to like a more poppy, more extreme highlight. Like I used to call it hyper highlighting. Really hard edge highlighting. Like I said, you just want to be really methodical here. And you can see it's pretty easy, man. When you, and I won't lie, man, working with blacks and grays is kind of annoying. Sometimes getting those lines is very difficult on a gray or a black. I don't know what it is, but working with colors seems to be a lot easier. So I just know that you have to be, however methodical you are while edge highlighting a color. I find that I have to be double that diligent when highlighting neutral values like black and white. They're much more prone to showing the mistakes and the flaws in your strokes. Remember to be Sometimes you just need to blend that lighter gray in a little bit with the old darker gray to get your transitions better. Sometimes you didn't pick the right gray for the job. But as you can see here, it's highlighting up pretty well. I like the look of it. Hitting some of those round edge highlights, coming in, just dropping some fun lines off. It's really giving it a lot of depth. That's the whole purpose of an edge highlight, is trying to help it have depth. Like, you know, the hard edges are catching the light and it's shining back into the bottle. Even here on these little weird spheres, you could do it. You know, you could see a quick wet blend, simply put some of the highlight color on while it's wet, drop some of the old neutral color in. It's really easy to blend. These are fun for me because I do get to show you the progression of some. This is like kind of a guilty pleasure, this type of painting, where I'm just kind of free form, keeping the paintbrush wet the whole time, pulling new colors in, blending them around, jumping from one piece to the next piece, just kind of having fun with it, losing myself in the hobby experience. Though this is a commission, I can still have fun. You know, I can still do hobby while I do work. You know, coming in and painting these spines, these little connection pieces, their eye pieces. Like every minute that passes, I come up with a new thing I want to paint, some new little detail, you know. That's what I love about painting, and being a pro painter has given me the opportunity to have fun with it, man. Like sometimes the deadlines get to you and it rattles your nerves, but ultimately I still get to paint models, and I get paid for it. So every time I complain, I just remind myself to not be a baby. So we're gonna move in with some of the Vallejo purple. I love these colors. I'm gonna start painting some of the lenses, some of the glowy buttons, like all that stuff. I'm gonna start hitting them with these purples, because that's gonna tie in with my classic purple and pink color scheme. Very simple. You want to make sure you get the whole button or lens. You don't want to get any of that purple on the greens around it. I say that all the time, but maybe someone's watching this video who hasn't heard me spit my rhetoric. Be methodical and being smooth. Whenever you're painting a color with a paintbrush that's near something you airbrushed, you don't want to have to undo the airbrush work. Very important. We're going to go in on the control panel here, and we're going to paint in the buttons. Not every button, just some of the buttons. You know, you don't want to like create a new contrast issue. You want to create a little bit of diversity there, though you want it to match. And this is really simple. We're going to get some white. Literally just mix in a little bit of white with your purple and just start highlighting them, like from the center out. Really, really easy. A little bit of highlighting goes a long way on these little glowing panels. And when it's a button, it's pretty easy because you just get to basically paint it a dark color and then just dot it kind of from the center out. So now I'm going to make a huge leap here. You can notice that this little lord is already painted. I jumped the gun, forgot to turn the camera on when I was doing the base airbrush. I used a standard, any really dark purple, but I use Vallejo Royal Purple. Laid down the Royal Purple. I highlighted in magenta from Vallejo, and then a little bit of pink from Vallejo. Really simple, just worked my way up. Mixed in a little white. You've seen me do it a million times. Literally, the application is simple. I did that really fast, really easy, just all top-down highlights. And now we're going to come in here, and we're going to use the grays to start detailing this guy. And I apologize for not turning the camera on. Anybody, feel free to message me, to comment, anything, and I will try to give you a little bit more info on what I did there. So let's just tidy in all these grays. Same protocol as before. Slap them on. Go quick. Be methodical. All the things I always say. Lay them down, and this is going to be a pretty fun highlighting process. I want to get through this hump here, though. I hate having to show you guys, you know, such an annoying part of the process of just laying down base colors, but you know, we got people of all varying different skills and degrees of experience, so I need to always show the whole thing. So now that we've laid all those grays down, we're going to start coming in and highlighting with a little bit lighter of a gray. Really simple edge highlights. You're going to come in, just pull them down, make them clean, make them sharp, make him look exciting. Let's really focus on popping this guy out because he is the pilot there. Super simple and effective techniques. Just simple grays built up. And gray's a fun color because it matches a lot of things, but this is also a client and I worked from way back in the day to develop this color scheme. It was initially greens and grays, and then we started incorporating the magentas and the pinks. So it eventually became kind of all the colors for the color scheme was gray, white, pink, and green. And you can see coming in here, just highlighting these things. It's really easy. You know, you just kind of being freeform with it, kind of just being one with the technique, one with the hobby. I love it. He's a fun little guy. I like the way he's coming out. I really enjoy painting this kind of model. Really easy to highlight, really fun. And there he is, just kicking it. And now we're gonna start going crazy with the highlights. Time to highlight those pinks. Come in there and just blast some whites on. Like I'm talking like, you know, all the little sharpest edges of his armor. Come in there and just knock them out with that white. You can see it's popping it. It's looking electric, you know, all the little cuts, tops of everything. Just come in there and hit them with that pure white, really thin line. Makes it really stand out. And you can see we basically did the same technique for every part of this model. Really simple airbrushing with extreme transitions, and came in and edge highlighted everything. We were methodical and we picked everything. And you can see we created a really simple form of contrast that is very effective, very fun to paint. And you can see here in the final pictures what I'm talking about. It's a really fun model and it's really exciting, and I love these colors. Anyway, thanks for checking this video out. Thanks for watching that, guys. Super fun stuff. Thank you for checking out my stuff out as usual. It matters a lot. Check out the comments below if you could leave some. That would be so awesome. Also, check out all the links in the description box. They take you to all my various mediums. And as usual, thanks for watching, players. Thanks for checking out that video. Don't forget, I've got tons of other tutorials in the archives, and I do this every week for free. If you're looking for an ad-free experience, check out thelongwar.net. All these videos come out a week early with exclusive access and exclusive downloads and ad-free. Also, check out my best friend Rob Bear at Spiky Bits, and of course the Long War YouTube channel for all the freshest battle reports. Thanks for watching.